We took a mini cruise from Copenhagen in Denmark all the way to Oslo in Norway and back again, and we started our journey in London. Now for two of us it cost us less than £100, but how did we do it? Stay tuned. Airport and took a low-fare plane over to Copenhagen. On our arrival, we took a metro into the centre of Copenhagen. Right, so I'm on the metro and we got on at the airport and we're taking it all the way down to a place called Norrport. I think that's how you say it anyway. So it should take about 20 minutes. It's really easy negotiating the metro and booking your ticket at the airport, and this particular station is kind of in the centre of Copenhagen. You also need to come to this particular station if you're catching the shuttle bus down to the DFDS ship. The bus stop for the shuttle bus is actually a 5-minute walk away from the station, but do find out exactly where this bus stop is before you set off, otherwise you could be walking around the area like we were. Before exploring the city, we decided to warm ourselves up, have a coffee and a traditional Danish pastry. And there's definitely no shortage of shops selling these. You can't come to Denmark without sampling a traditional Danish pastry. However, to the Danish, these are actually Viennese bread or wienerbrød. Now, the traditional Danish pastry or wienerbrød has got a sweet filling such as jam or apricot, with sprinkling of icing sugar or hazelnuts. This has got icing and a little bit of cream in there. I've got one with a bit of custard in as well. They're fantastic, but bloody expensive, I've got to tell you. Copenhagen is a city of spires and there's plenty of attractions to keep you busy. There's even a theme park in the centre, but we decided we were going to go and see one of the most famous and iconic statues in Copenhagen, the Little Mermaid. Luckily, the Little Mermaid can be found about 20 minutes walk from where the ship actually docks at the Langelini Promenade. Created in 1913 by Edward Eriksson, the bronze statue of the Little Mermaid has become an emblem of Copenhagen. Inspired by the fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen, the mermaid sits on a pile of rocks at the waterside. She's had a very eventful life, having been beheaded twice and has been the target for vandals and political activists over the years. She's even been banned from Facebook for exposing herself under the Facebook nudity ban. Loads of statues all around this park. It's definitely worth a trip here, and but make sure you wrap up warm because it does get a little bit nippy. Now, right by where the ferry actually docks is the genetically modified Little Mermaid. Take a look at this. The mermaid sits on a pile of rocks near the waterside. It was designed in 2006 by Bjorn Norgard, who created the genetically modified Little Mermaid, which was part of the exhibition, The Genetically Altered Paradise. So far, this lucky mermaid has avoided any vandalism, unlike her older sister. It is now time to head on over and join the ship, which is just a short walk away. You can actually get onto the ship a little bit earlier, but you can't get into your cabin until 3 PM. It's all very modern. You've got a self-check-in here. Relatively simple, just enter your booking number, in it goes. So insert passport. The self-check-in is relatively easy. In fact, the whole boarding process is pretty easy. It's quite a lengthy corridor as well, just like on the larger ships I've been on. This is quite big actually. Okay, so we're going to be in the middle of the ship. So that's good because it doesn't get as rocky. If you're prone to seasickness, little tip, get a cabin in the middle. Come on, follow me in. It's compact, it's bijou. We've got a couple of beds, couple of bunk beds here. Obviously, if there's more people in the cabin, these pull down because this is extra bunk beds. But it's nice and cozy. I'm pleased to say they do supply towels because we were wondering that. You've got a little desk area here and a wardrobe or somewhere to hang your clothes just there. Bathroom, it's got a shower. Joe's going to be absolutely delighted. We have a TV. So it's nice, it's compact. It's going to do us all right for a couple of days. It's got no window, but hey ho, beggars can't be choosers. To get your bearings, it's always good to start at the guest service centre and work your way round from there. It'll always come in handy, because I always get lost on ships, no matter how big they are. I always get lost and walk around in circles. Sure enough, this is the second time I've come down this corridor. Am I in the right place? This sweet is called Gale. Now it's actually licorice and the Danish are absolutely crazy about it. They've got licorice ice cream, licorice beer, licorice cakes, just to name a few things. Now the Gale is actually Denmark's top selling sweets and they eat tons of it. They actually love this salty snack, along with the Germans and also the Dutch. Let's try one. I can definitely taste the salt in it. Oh, I got a black tongue.
You will have if you eat another one.
Actually quite nice. Need to wash it down with this now. Cheers. After taking a short break and sampling a traditional famous Danish beer, we decided it was time to explore the ship in a bit more detail before sail away. The ship set sail from Copenhagen at around about 4:30 p.m. We're on deck for the traditional sail away. Bang on time, 4:30, we're setting off from Copenhagen, heading for Oslo in Norway. We should be arriving tomorrow around about 9:30. So right on top of the ship here, it's raining, the weather's not very good, but you've got some amazing views all over Copenhagen. It's fantastic. And the ship is actually a lot bigger than I actually thought it was, to be perfectly honest. So earlier on we went to see the genetically modified Mermaid. That's where it is, just there. The ship was built in 1989. It was upgraded in 2019 and it actually boasts several luxury passenger cabins. It's got quite a few restaurants and even conference facilities as well. It takes around about 17 hours to reach Oslo from Copenhagen at a distance of around about 500 miles. Well, after a very hectic day travelling and sightseeing, it's now time to relax in the onboard spa. This is the life. All I need is a glass of champagne. The Bubble Zone has 2 jacuzzis and a small swimming pool. It costs about 50 Danish kroner to come in here, which is around about £6, and I've got full use of this till 9:30 tonight and for the first hour in the morning. The ship has a variety of restaurants to suit many tastes. From fine dining, pizzas, steaks to the buffet, the choice is there. I've actually decided to go for pizza, but yeah, pizza's a good option. It's not as expensive as the steak or the buffet. In the evening, the crew lay on some entertainment from horse racing, bingo to quizzes. As it gets later, there's even a band and a disco for you to enjoy. After a pleasant night's sleep, we got up early to watch the sunrise and look at some of the beautiful scenery Norway has to offer. Norway is a country of islands, and as we're heading into Oslo, we're surrounded by obviously the mainland, but lots of little islands scattered around. My advice to anyone taking this voyage is get up early and don't miss this beautiful scenery. You can actually bring your dog on board, and this is the dog walking area. You follow these little paw prints here, and it takes you down to this little green area where they can go for a poop. The ship docks around about 9:30 in the morning and all passengers have to get off to clear border control. We've just come off the ship in Oslo, and just as we come through customs, right outside the gates is a military museum, and admission is free. So we're going to go and have a quick look around before we mooch off into the centre of Oslo. So we've got till about 4:30 and it's 10 o'clock now, so we've got quite a bit of time to explore the city. So this museum is also a fortress. It's called Akershus Fortress or Akershus Castle, and it dates back right the way back to 1300. It's very historical and a massive cultural centre for the whole of Oslo. The museum itself isn't actually the castle. The castle, Akershus Castle, or the fortress, is on top of a hill, and we've just walked up it. Should get some amazing views from up here. Unfortunately, the castle was closed due to renovation work, but we did manage to get some amazing views over the harbour here in Oslo. The building right behind me here, this is the Opera House, and it's actually modelled on an iceberg, so it looks like a gigantic iceberg coming out of the water. You can actually walk right up to the very top of it, where you get some amazing views over the harbour and some of the hillsides and mountains in the distance. These boats here, these are sauna boats. You can hire them. They're called cocks, and inside each one of these wooden cabins is a sauna. So when you've been in the sauna and you're really, really hot and you want to cool down, you just jump into this ice cold water here when salt sort of pop up. It's a nomadic art project. And in here, these sort of pyramid style sort of buildings, there's saunas. So they have things like concerts and they show films. It's really, really cool. This guy here is currently building what is going to be the world's biggest wood burning sauna. After exploring this wonderful city, it's now time to get back on board. Time is now 4:30, it's time to leave Oslo. That's the Opera House just there that we went to earlier on in the day, and you can see the fortress which is right by the ship. That's it from a very windy Pearl Seaways ship, heading now into Copenhagen. Got a little bit of a traffic jam going on with some of the ships actually coming into port here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do click on that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. This mini cruise cost us less than £100, and this is how we did it. First things first, I managed to find 2 return journeys on Google Flights for £19.98 per person return. After searching about on the internet, I managed to find 2 return journeys on the cruise for £30 per person. To take advantage of some of the offers, avoid the school holiday period and try and book midweek. See what works for you, but be flexible.